Gold medal game is next. Welcome to Conseco Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. It's the home of the Indiana Pacers, but for the past 11 days, it's been the home of the 2002 World Basketball Championship, which concludes this afternoon with the gold medal game. It's Yugoslavia versus Argentina. Good afternoon, everyone. Along with PJ Carlesimo, Mike Breen on hand. Craig Sager will join us shortly. Certainly big disappointment for the United States, not even medaling in this tournament for the first time since 1978. But the USA's loss has been Argentina and Yugoslavia's game. PJ, let's start with Yugoslavia. Early in the tournament, they were termed the biggest disappointment. They were struggling, but they have certainly found their way. They are now operating on all cylinders, and they're going to be very tough to beat today.
They are the team to beat, Mike. They've turned it up in the medal round. They're a huge team, the best rebounding team in the field, excellent three-point shooting team. They're led, of course, by the Sacramento duo, Peja Stojakovic and Vlade Divac. But this team is so much deeper than that. They're experienced, they expect to win, the defending world champions. If they're focused, and that's been their problem, and play hard for 40 minutes, they're almost impossible to defeat.
Meanwhile, for Argentina, if you're a basketball purist, you're going to love the way this team plays. As the old expression goes, they play the game the right way. And that right way has them the only undefeated team in the tournament.
Because they've been the most consistent team, Mike. They play hard all the time. They run their offense. They set screens extremely well. A good passing team. They lead in assists. They lead in field goal percentage. They're a good defensive team also. They play hard for 40 minutes. No superstars, but Manu Ginobili, their great guard, is the guy who makes them go. Unfortunately, bad ankle sprain yesterday. I don't know if he's going to be able to play, and if he doesn't play, they've got a tall order.
He's going to try it, but again, it was a bad sprain. We'll have to wait and see. Great performances from both their fans here in Conseco. About an hour ago, it all started. The dueling chants during the bronze medal game, and they're ready to go to see who wins the gold. Starting lineups, opening tip when we return. The World Basketball Championship is brought to you by Reebok and the new Above the Rim collection, and by Gatorade. It's in the World Basketball Championship. Is it in you? They are set to play for that automatic berth for the Olympic Games in 2004 in Athens, Greece. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for Yugoslavia on the left. Of course, you know Divac and Stojakovic. Man to watch is Milan Gorovic. Had a big game against the United States, a terrific three-point shooter, and he has been very impressive for Yugoslavia. For Argentina, again, Manu Ginobili not in the starting lineup. It's still doubtful he'll play. We still haven't received word that he definitely won't, but they've got a terrific all-around team. Ugo Sconacini, the guard, the captain, kind of the heart and soul of this team. He's a man to watch for Argentina. But as we said, this is one of those just wonderful teams to watch in terms of how they play together, and they've done that throughout the tournament in going 8-0. The man on the sidelines once again with us today, Craig Sager. Craig.
Well, Manu Ginobili is not in the starting lineup, but he is dressed. He is warming up right now. He told me moments ago he wants to play. He's going to try to play. However, the ankle, the right one, is severely sprained. Yesterday's semifinals, he stepped on the foot of a player from Germany. He was carried off the court. He had to be taken to Methodist Hospital where x-rays were taken. Although the x-rays were negative, the foot is in a brace. He's been on crutches all last night, also receiving a lot of ice treatment. They could not put him in the starting lineup because he could not go through the warm-ups without pain. However, if they do need him, he says he wants to play sometime, maybe even the second half. We'll have to see, right?
All right, Craig. Ginobili, by the way, will be playing for the San Antonio Spurs this year. He was a draft pick, second round back in '99. And he's probably been the most talked about player for those fans who have not seen all the various international players. He's been the most talked about. He's been that impressive.
He really is, and he's so explosive and athletic, Mike. That's why the ankle injury is a problem for everybody, but particularly for a quick guard who's a great penetrator. He leads this team in points. He leads them in assists. He leads them in steals. He really makes this team go. Very, very tall order. I was surprised they were able to come back yesterday against Germany in the second half without Manu Ginobili.
He was on the bench cheering. We saw him back in the locker room going crazy, yelling at all the calls and stuff. He's so desperate to play, but that was a severe sprain, as we have reported. The crowd or the crowds, I should say, throughout the tournament have been disappointing. The U.S. fans haven't been able to come out for whatever reason, whether it's ticket prices, whether they don't realize how good these World Championships can be, also in the beginning of the school year. But some of the other countries have brought amazing fans, and Yugoslavia and Argentina have some of the best fans I've ever seen. They have been so passionate throughout this tournament following their country.
There's a lot of fans that have made the journey from back home. Obviously, there's a lot of people living here in the States, and they are fired up. It's almost as entertaining to watch the action off the court.
As we said, they had dueling chants about an hour before this game even started, while the bronze medal game was going on, which incidentally was won by Germany. Germany winning their first medal in World Championship play ever, getting the bronze over New Zealand, as we're underway for the gold medal.
Dirk Nowitzki did a great job for Germany.
Divac has done yeoman's work for Yugoslavia. Misfires on the first. Katorovic on the follow. He's fouled. Misses it, so he'll go to the line. Dejan Katorovic, who had 18 points in the semis yesterday, his best game by far, 6'11", very strong down low.
Well, there was no answer for him. New Zealand did not have an answer for him inside, and that's the same problem Argentina is going to have. The Yugoslavians out-rebounded the United States 40-29, Mike, in the quarterfinals, and I don't know how Argentina is going to be able to hang in this game unless somehow they can box out a lot better than they have been.
Ruben Volkoviski with the personal foul. There's the head coach for Yugoslavia, Svetislav Pesic. His first year as a head coach. He's been a terrific coach in Europe for many, many years. As you mentioned yesterday, he's won a European championship with Yugoslavia last year and won with Germany back in '93. He was the head coach of their national team. Only man to ever do that.
He's an excellent coach, tough guy, really runs a tight ship, but he gets results.
That's Hugo Stonacini, the captain of this team. Nice feed inside. And Volkoviski with the slam. Ruben Volkoviski, who spent some time with the Seattle Supersonics a couple of years ago with the first 2 points.
That's why Argentina leads in field goal percentage and assists. They run their offense very well. They get a lot of high percentage looks.
Milas Vuljanic with the move. Vuljanic has been starting the last 5 games. Didn't early. Some switches in the starting lineup because of the disappointing play early in this tournament. And Vuljanic has been a big part of their success. He
and the LA Clippers, Marco Jaric, have given him great production out of the point guard position.
Francisco Alberto. Well, Alberto able to put it in. At 6'10", he's one of their strong low post players, more known for his defense, and he's got his hands full today. So a good shooting start from both teams. Stojakovic rattles it in, and that's not a surprise, PJ, because as you mentioned, they're the 2 best shooting teams in these World Championships.
These teams both are excellent offensively. They have people who can shoot from the perimeter, but more importantly, they move the ball very, very well. Argentina in particular loves to spread the floor. They do an awful lot of dribble penetration. That'll be lacking a little bit without Ginobili, but an open shot, you can count it with these 2 teams. They are good defensively. Doesn't look it so far, Mike, but these 2 teams are pretty good defensively.
That foul on Vujanic's first. Tough drive, an easy bucket that time for Andres Nociano.
Whoever has it last is going to win.
They were tied at 6. Some of the rule differences, again, it's a 40-minute game. You play 4 10-minute quarters, and 5 fouls and you're disqualified. So getting a couple of personals early can be very costly. Also, the technical foul counts as a personal. Stojakovic misfires. 3-point line is much shorter than the international ball, 20 feet 6 inches. That's almost a little over 3 feet closer than the NBA range.
Very difficult to defend these teams on the perimeter. You combine the excellent perimeter shooting with the spacing and the ball movement.
That's Pepe Sanchez, the point guard. Shot clock at 3. Volkoviski with the offensive rebound. Nice feed inside. Alberto gets the roll.
I'm going to be saying nice feed inside a lot when Argentina has the ball.
They lead the World Championship in assists from a team standpoint. So a very quick pace early. Does this favor either team?
Well, I think the problem is going to be on the defensive end, particularly the defensive boards for Argentina. I think they're going to be able to score points. It's a question of whether they can get some kind of defensive or rebounding hold against Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia will wear them down.
Both teams have shown depth in past years in international ball. That sometimes is a problem. Not for these two clubs. Alberto way short. Divac played him well.
The depth has been the advantage for Argentina. 36-18 off the bench yesterday. When they upset the United States, their bench outscored the United States 36-22. So big production from the Argentina bench, but it's one man short when you take Ginobili out of the starting lineup.
Stojakovic takes Alberto off the dribble. Divac from three. Pepe Sanchez, the former Temple guard, with the rebound. Sconacini. And Volkovitsky with another offensive putback.
Get back on defense against both of these teams.
And Argentina out to a 4-point lead. One of the problems for Yugoslavia, we talked about this yesterday, nice feed inside of Stojakovic, is they've had some slow starts. That's one of the reasons why they changed the starting lineup.
They're the team to beat in this tournament, and they know it. They're a little bit complacent. They're a veteran team. They have a tendency at times to turn it off and turn it on. When they've needed to, they've been able to turn it on, but they do not want to fall too far behind against an explosive offensive team like Argentina.
And again, both these teams beat the United States. First, it was Argentina that snapped that 58-game winning streak in international play for USA NBA teams. Foul as he goes to the basket. Alberto does not like the call, but he'll pick up his first. That happened Wednesday night, as we'll see the replay again.
Well, we talked about Argentina's passing. Dejan Bodiroga finds Peja Stojakovic underneath. Again, excellent offensive teams. That's why they're playing in the finals of the World's Championship.
Petorovic, who had the big game yesterday, he was 8 of 10 from the field yesterday. Everything down low. Doesn't shoot from far out, but he gets great position down low. Hit first couple of free throws. Misses on that one. Log on to NBCSports.com for the latest news, commentary, and analysis of the World Basketball Championship. Check out special features on the top international players and complete coverage of today's bronze and gold medal games. It's all at NBCSports.com. Of course, Yugoslavia then beat the United States Thursday night in the quarterfinals. That knocked out the USA for any chance of a medal. USA losing last night to Spain, ending a very disappointing tournament. And they did not medal for the first time since 1978.
It was a disheartened team last night.
Alberto on the second effort. The key for Argentina, all their guards handle the ball, and their swingmen too so well. They penetrate, draw the defense, and kick.
They put the ball on the floor very, very well. And again, nothing breaks a defense down more than dribble penetration. It draws help and creates open opportunities.
Bodiroga. Vuljanic, a good three-point shooter. The Knicks drafted him in the second round. He won't play for them this year, but next year will be available. And he's impressive with 5 early points.
He's going to be a good addition in New York, Mike. And there's that penetration and kick you were talking about. That time it was Yugoslavia executed.
Sconacini. And a foul as he goes to the basket. Sconacini took more shots to the head, body, face, everywhere yesterday. He just keeps coming back for more as the captain of Argentina. 4.5 to play first quarter, all tied up in the gold medal game. Just over 4.5 remaining first quarter, as we're all tied up. Again, this game not only the gold medal for the World Basketball Championship, but also to qualify for the Olympic Games in Athens. The way it works, PJ, Yugoslavia wins, they get an automatic bid along with the host country, and then the rest is divided up.
Well, it's how you place in here, and top 6 all get a slot for their respective zones. You see the problem. If Yugoslavia wins, the Americas will have a tournament next August, and it'll be 3 spots. If Argentina wins, that tournament is only going to have 2 spots available. The United States is going to have to go down and qualify, probably in Brazil. So they're not winning the gold medal here means we've got to put a team together next summer, and we're going to have to go down and qualify probably in South America. That's not going to be an easy tournament.
Alberto deflects it out of bounds. Substitutions for both teams now coming in. Marko Jaric, the talented guard, has it knocked away and stolen. And Sconacini out-hustles Jaric and gets the basket.
First turnover of the game, Michael. We've seen a lot of good offense.
Sconacini is all-out hustle every second. He plays as hard as anyone we've seen during the course of the past 11 days. They love to get up and play physical defense. Tomašević banks in a nice turnaround shot. Quickly, Alberto releases down the other end. He's not hesitant to put him up. And a foul called. And if it's against Alberto, that's going to be his second. Only 2 officials as Magnano looks on, and that's an enormous difference from NBA play. We talked about this yesterday during the semifinals, but with the skill of the players, the size, and the speed right now, 2 officials can't see it all, and there's a lot of grabbing. It's a very physical game. They really need a 3rd official.
Well, that's a great part of international basketball, is realizing where you are, where the officials are, and what you can get away with. And believe me, there's a lot of pushing and shoving, and there we go. Kind of an illegal screen, grab your man, and all of a sudden, Marko Jaric is bare underneath.
By the way, that last call was a double foul, not just on Alberto, but Tomašević of Yugoslavia. So Alberto does have 2 personal fouls. Turnover from Argentina. Bodiroga. Stojakovic threw it behind him.
Marko Jaric is such a good defender for Yugoslavia.
Luis Scola. The trailer works to perfection. I think when you watch Argentina night in and night out, we've seen them play a lot of games. Obviously, the teamwork is amazing, but there's such a toughness about this team.
They play with such enthusiasm and such passion, but they play at the high speed, Mike. I remember we used to have the little records and they spun. Whatever the one was that went crazy, that's the speed that they play at. They just play quicker than their opponents, and they're relentless. So as soon as you relax, that's what happens right there on layup.
Nocioni quickly gets down. A poor transition defense from Yugoslavia, and Pešić wants timeout.
Wants timeout and needs timeout because his team got a little bit complacent.
Argentina getting out of the break, getting the shots they want, and they're shooting 56% from the field here late in the first quarter. However, their lead is just 2.
planes, 9,689 seats removed, 331,771 man hours. One airline. The only airline with more room throughout coach.
Hold on to your shell.
So how do you know if your business is really moving forward? Talk to Indiana and discover our minds, workforce, global reach, and technology. Whether it's formulas that save lives or formulas that win races, Indiana helps businesses move forward.
Not again.
Like never before.
Oh, man.
Check out Indiana. Be in a state of progress.
23-year-old Marko Jaric will play for the LA Clippers this year, and he's a good epitome of the change in international players over in Europe. Used to be defense was not a priority. That's no longer the case, especially with a player like him.
Mike, look at the size and the athletic ability. Watch him help right here. He's an excellent defender. He gets in position. There's the steal. Marko Jaric has done a great job pressuring. Tell you, against the United States, he went out full court and picked up Andre Williams, Baron Davis. You're talking players that are hard to guard. He is an excellent defender. He's really going to help out Alvin Gentry in the Los Angeles Clippers.
And he'll get a lot of playing time. He went up against Andre Miller, who's going to be his teammate in that game against the United States. His dad played for the national team back in the 70s. Bodiroga, one of the premier stars in Europe for many, many years, coming off the bench now for Yugoslavia. He's not quick. He doesn't dunk. Nothing flashy. He's just such a terrific all-around basketball player.
But he's good putting the ball on the floor, Mike. He's so big, you got to play him with the bigger player, and he just overpowers him. He gets into the paint, either gets to the rim himself or creates an opportunity for his teammates.
Montecchia with the turnover. Gorovic, hard block, but a foul. As Andres Nocioni came flying in there, and he picks up the personal foul.
Jaric throws it ahead. Watch, Mike. This is like a volleyball spike. He comes in right there. He's going to spike it right down. He had an awful lot of ball.
But he did have a pretty good part of the arm and immediately objected to the call.
Now the Argentine coach needs the timeout. Yugoslavia came out of the timeout and responded very well. Ruben Magnano wants to talk to his team right now and get their intensity back up.
Yugoslavia, they're trying to win back-to-back world championships. Only the second team to do that if they were able to accomplish it. Brazil did it back in 1959 and then in '63. And their road to today's gold medal game was not an easy one early on. They had some problems. There were team turmoil for a while. They lost to Spain and Puerto Rico, were 4-2 at one point, but defeated the United States in a very emotional game here on Thursday night, and then against New Zealand. But they still have their problem. In fact, Vladimir Radmanovic, who plays for the Seattle Supersonics, has had some problems with Pesic, was not pleased with his playing time. They've had words several times. Radmanovic left the bench yesterday, was sitting in the stands. Today, he's not even in the arena.
I call that problem a little bit right now. And again, we're talking to guys who are pretty good players. Second team all rookie NBA with the Seattle Supersonics. But again, we talked about Coach Pesic. There's some very good players that are not here. Željko Rabacha from the Pistons not here. And there are some players. He wants people to play his way, and he's very loyal to the guys who were there the entire year. He makes it a little difficult for the players coming back from the NBA because they're not able to practice all the time.
With more on Radmanovic, let's go to Craig Sager.
Well, the feud between the two actually started a couple of weeks ago during a practice session when Radmanovic was not happy with Coach Pesic yelling, and he threw a basketball at him. Coach Pesic has been asking for an apology ever since. He has not gotten it. And yesterday at halftime, when Radmanovic made some comments in the locker room about the team being down, Coach had enough and threw him off out of the locker room, as you guys mentioned. But last night, Vlade Divac and Peja Stojakovic went and they met with Radmanovic. They tried to cheer him up, told him to apologize, tried to learn a lesson from it. But meanwhile, Coach Pesic said, I don't want any negative influence around. I don't want him in the building.
All right, Craig. Radmanovic just 21 years old. It's his first year on the national team. I think Pesic wants him to pay his dues a little bit more. Sconacini tied up. Good defense from Yugoslavia. Gurovic, excellent defensive job. Shot clock down at 2. Alberto's not going to get it off in time. Sconacini, no. 24-second violation.
Alberto didn't recognize the clock going down, Mike, and you're not going to hear anything in this arena, so nobody can yell to him. But again, very similar to what happened in the second half. After the entire first half yesterday against New Zealand, Yugoslavia didn't really get after it. They turned up the defense in the second half. They've turned up the defensive intensity since that timeout. It's a different basketball team.
Yugoslavia with a 2-point lead. Both teams shooting very well. Both over 50%. Bodiroga. He has played in so many big games for their national team.
They just put Bodiroga with the ball on top of the key and let him penetrate. It's a great offense. It was very effective against the United States.
And a foul on Gurovic. Sconacini went hard to the basket. Bodiroga at 6'9", has comparisons over in Europe to Magic Johnson because he's such a good passer and has such ability to put it on the floor and create.
Great strength and size. He commands the defense's attention, and he plays unselfishly. He lives in the lane. Mike, this is his 132nd game for the Yugoslav national team. That's the kind of experience that causes problems for young teams.
Sconacini comes up short. And again, Bodiroga at 6'9", leading the break for Yugoslavia. Gurovic well short on the 3, and Divac just threw Montecchia to the ground.
Vlade seems to have a knack for getting hooked up with players. Fortunately for him this time, it was a little guy, so he threw him on the ground. Vlade likes to flop himself. He likes to spend more time on the ground.
That's his first foul, but it's the team 5th, and like the NBA, the 5th foul in each quarter, and you shoot the penalty. And in this case, it's Alejandro Montecchia, who's the backup point guard. A reminder, Notre Dame football returns to NBC next Saturday at 2:30 Eastern, hot off the 2 big wins to start the season. The Irish star quarterback Carl Holiday face another big challenge as they host arch rival Michigan. It's Michigan against Notre Dame next Saturday, 2:30 Eastern on NBC.
Like you talk about Montecchi at 10 points off the bench yesterday, as Argentina's bench was the difference in the game.
Again, without Ginobili, who injured himself in the first half. Nice passing from Yara. And Tomašević with now 4 points and a 5-point Yugoslavia lead. Shot clock is turned off. Luis Scola can't connect. Alberto, and they won't get a shot off in time. A strong finish for Yugoslavia. Their fans are out in force here at Conseco. They've been here for hours. And they finish up the first quarter with an 8-1 run. 1 quarter complete. The gold medal game at the 2002 World Basketball Championship. Yugoslavia by 5.